Bills for third consideration.
House Bill number 188, Representatives Lambton, Cross, and others to enact section of revised code to prohibit insurers from discriminating against living organ donors.
Question is, shall the bill pass? The chair recognizes Representative Lambton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of House Bill 188. This legislation was unanimously passed out of the House Insurance Committee. Under this legislation, insurance companies will be prohibited from discriminating for disability, life, and long-term care insurance for the folks that are living organ donors. It would also prohibit charging higher premiums based solely and without any additional actuarial risks on that person's status as a living organ donor. Under current law, it is legal for living organ donors to be denied disability, life, and long-term care insurance. As a 30-year active insurance agent, I understand it is not the intention of companies to do this. Insurance companies operate best when looking at actual actuarial risk. However, many living organ donors do not face adverse health complications due to their life-saving organ donation. According to the American Transplant Foundation for kidney donors, there is only a 1% lifetime increase in the donor's own risk of kidney failure. Now let's put this in perspective. The general population has a 3% risk for kidney failure. It is important that we do everything we can to encourage individuals to donate life-saving organs, and that includes access to coverage. Lack of insurance coverage and higher premiums are barriers for those wanting to donate life-saving organs. According to a study cited by the National Kidney Foundation, 25% of organ donors who initiated or tried to change life insurance were rejected or changed due to higher premiums based on their organ donation. Currently, 14 states have similar laws that protect living organ donors from disruptions in their disability, life, or long-term care coverage. So providers are able to continue coverage and offer coverage in those states for those living organ donors without any adverse effect on the industry. Organ donations save lives. As a state, we should encourage this selfless act by removing obstacles that may drive willing citizens away from donation. I would like to thank my joint sponsor, Representative Cross, my aide, Michael Graham, as well as Chair Brinkman and the members of the House Insurance Committee for their unanimous support of this legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I encourage passage.
The question is, shall the bill pass? The chair recognizes Representative Cross.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a simple comment here for a two-page bill. First, I want to thank all the organ donors in Ohio. I want to thank all of you here in this room that put that little symbol on your driver's license. My brother-in-law was one of those who donated his kidney selfishly to my father to extend his life for a few more years. And there are many of us in this room that have these stories, family members, friends that have made that donation. And we just want to thank you. And really, this bill helps remove some of these barriers. We want Ohioans to be organ donors. We want them to help save lives, and we don't want discrimination against insurance companies from not offering insurance needs. It also, when you talk about cost, Medicare for a dialysis patient is about $87,000. It's about $32,500 for the cost of a transplant. But lastly, Mr. Speaker, I asked a very simple question in committee to a transplant surgeon. I said, what's the value, what's the price tag of our kidneys, our hearts, our lungs, our eyeballs, whatever we can donate? And then I stopped and interrupted him, and I said, it's priceless. For all those watching at home who have went through this, you know it's priceless. And you know it's about that loving act of giving somebody sight or a heart to continue to live, or a kidney. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I encourage a strong yes vote on this bill.
Question is, shall the bill pass? Chair recognizes Representative Crawley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this bill. I have said before on this chamber floor that I am a living organ donor. Donated my left kidney back in 2002 while I was on active duty in the Navy. Once I got out of the Navy and I had a job and that provided insurance, and so that helped. But once I didn't have health care, that's how I ended up going to the VA for my health care, because I could not afford to pay for insurance myself because it is a pre-existing condition. And so, I don't think that people who donate organs to help save a life should be penalized or have increased insurance costs because of that. And I live a healthy, happy life. I don't have any other health conditions that have come from donating my kidney. Never had any problems with it, and so I shouldn't incur higher insurance costs because it is a pre-existing condition, or I can be not provided insurance at all due to that. So absolutely support this bill. I do want to say last General Assembly, Representative Paula Hicks Hudson and Representative Hambley, I believe, had a similar bill, and I was a co-sponsor then, and I will support this bill today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Question is, shall the bill pass? The House will prepare and proceed to vote. Have all members now voted? Clerk will take the roll.
86 affirmative votes, no negative.
The vote is 86 affirmative votes and no negative votes. The bill has received the required constitutional majority and is thereby passed and entitled.
House Bill number 188, Representatives Lambton, Cross, and others, enact an act section of the Revised Code to prohibit insurers from discriminating against living organ donors.
Question is, shall the title be agreed to? Representative Lambton moves to amend the title. If you wish to add your name to the title, please do so at this time. That objection to title be agreed to. Hearing no objection, the title is agreed to.